Welcome back to B&B for Phone, your ultimate destination for everything dramatic, shocking, and downright scandalous in the daytime soap world. Today is a phenomenal day to be a fan because the rumor mill is spinning completely out of control. Grab a comfortable seat and brace yourselves because we are diving into a storyline that could change the landscape of Los Angeles forever. We have a massive, jaw-dropping rumor to discuss today regarding an impending death on the bold and the beautiful. Yes, you heard that right. The whispers are getting louder that a major character is about to say a permanent goodbye to the fans, and it revolves around a highly anticipated murder mystery storyline. The alleged victim? None other than R.J. Forrester. And the prime suspect in this deadly scenario? Will Spencer. Fans have been noticing the escalating tension, especially with Ridge Forrester constantly harping on about how violent and dangerous Will supposedly is. If R.J. meets a tragic end, the fallout will undoubtedly ignite the most catastrophic Spencer and Forrester feud we have ever witnessed. Let's be honest. A lot of viewers are currently struggling to tolerate R.J. Forrester. In fact, many fans in the B&B for Phone community are actively hating his current character arc. He has become incredibly arrogant, walking the halls of Forrester Creations with an unearned sense of superiority. He is heavily channeling the aggressive, domineering genes of his grandfather, Massimo Marone, and it is rubbing everyone the wrong way. Can you believe it? He is actively bad-mouthing every single Spencer he can name-check to his mother, Brooke, making it his personal mission to destroy Will's reputation. R.J. is so infuriating right now that if he were to become the subject of a murder mystery, a significant portion of the audience might actually cheer for his absence. It sounds harsh, but the writers have made him the perfect target for a brutal exit. And you won't believe what happens next when you look at R.J.'s psychological profile. He is a young man burdened by the immense legacy of Ridge and Brooke, yet he feels entirely entitled to the world. He recently manipulated a vulnerable Elektra, kissing her while she was still reeling from the destruction of her relationship with Will. R.J. isn't just a romantic rival. He is playing dirty, using flattery and family power to assert dominance. This kind of toxic behavior in the soap world is a massive red flag. It is the classic setup for a slow-paced plot to suddenly explode into a high-stakes tragedy. R.J. is alienating people left and right, painting a giant bullseye on his own back. But here's the surprise. The person taking the brunt of R.J.'s arrogance is Will Spencer, and Will is dangerously close to his breaking point. We already know that Will and R.J. recently engaged in a heated physical scuffle right there in the Forrester Creations office. Will is furious, heartbroken, and completely overwhelmed by the exposure of Ivy Forrester's manipulative letter scheme. He is trying to navigate his lingering feelings for Dylan while dealing with his complicated attachment to Elektra. Will is fiercely protective of the Spencer name, and having R.J. constantly belittle his family is pushing him over the edge. Will is a ticking time bomb, and that makes him the ultimate suspect in this rumored whodunit. This brings us to the absolute hypocrisy of Ridge Forrester. Ridge has been loudly and continuously complaining about Will, labeling the young Spencer as violent, dangerous, and a threat to his precious son. That's crazy. Ridge is projecting decades of his own bitter rivalry with Dollar Bill Spencer onto Will. Ridge has always possessed a massive blind spot when it comes to his own children, completely ignoring R.J's aggressive instigations while magnifying Will's reactions. If R.J. turns up dead, Ridge won't wait for the police to gather evidence. He will immediately, viciously point his finger at Will. Ridge's overwhelming bias will fuel a narrative that Will committed cold-blooded murder regardless of the actual facts. Imagine the sheer, unadulterated chaos this would cause. A dead R.J. and an accused Will would detonate a Spencer versus Forrester feud unlike anything we have seen in modern daytime television. This wouldn't just be a petty argument over fashion designs or co-CEO positions. This would be an all-out blood war. Bill Spencer would unleash the full, terrifying power of his empire to protect his son from Ridge's accusations. Bill would destroy anyone who tried to put Will behind bars. The collateral damage would be astronomical, tearing through both families and leaving absolute devastation in its wake. And we absolutely have to talk about Brooke Logan. Oh my goodness. The psychological torture Brooke would endure is unimaginable. She is currently busy making seductive offers to Ridge, trying to overthrow Steffy and grab the co-CEO position to protect Hope's career. But all of those ruthless corporate ambitions would instantly turn to ash if her beloved son R.J. was murdered. And to make it infinitely worse, the accused killer would be her own nephew, the son of her sister Katie. Brooke would be trapped in a suffocating nightmare, torn between grieving her child and navigating the vicious war between Ridge and the Spencers. The emotional complexity of this scenario is exactly what makes for legendary television. Speaking of Katie Logan Spencer, she is currently fighting her own fierce battles, trying to lure Hope away to her new Logan fashion house, completely ignoring Donna's desperate warnings about starting a family feud. But let me tell you, a murder accusation against Will would bring Katie to her knees. Her entire world would shatter. All her business plans, all her corporate posturing would instantly vanish as she fought desperately to save her son's life. The irony is staggering. Katie is risking a feud over business, but she might end up fighting a literal war over her son's freedom. The suspense of watching Katie and Bill unite to fight a grieving Ridge and Brooke would be television gold. We also cannot ignore how this would completely obliterate Hope and Liam's dynamic. Liam is already pressuring Hope to leave Forrester Creations and work for Katie, while Hope is stubbornly digging her heels in to protect Hope for the future. But if Liam's brother Will is accused of murdering Hope's brother R.J., their relationship is permanently doomed. There is no coming back from that level of family bloodshed. Liam would naturally defend his brother, while Hope would be drowning in grief for R.J. The emotional chasm between them would be impossible to bridge, providing the ultimate dramatic climax to their ongoing arguments. Let's dive deep into some wild fan theories, because my mind is spinning with the possibilities. What if Will didn't intentionally murder R.J., but a massive confrontation between them spiraled out of control, resulting in a fatal accident? Or what if we are looking at the ultimate plot twist and someone else is framing Will? We know Ivy Forrester is currently backed into a corner, facing severe backlash and the potential loss of her job thanks to Steffy. Could a desperate Ivy orchestrate a deadly setup to eliminate R.J. and frame Will, getting revenge on everyone who exposed her? Or perhaps the psychotic Sheila Carter, who is escalating her reign of terror for May sweeps, somehow crosses paths with the younger generation? In the soap world, the most obvious suspect is rarely the real killer. The death of R.J. Forrester would completely shatter the landscape for the successor characters on the show. Elektra and Dylan would be left deeply traumatized. Elektra would have to carry the heavy, agonizing guilt of knowing that her messy love quadrangle and her inability to set boundaries were the catalysts for this fatal rivalry. Dylan, on the other hand, might be the only person outside the Spencer family who truly believes in Will's innocence, given their bittersweet but genuine connection. This tragedy would force these young replacement actors to step up and deliver the most emotionally agonizing performances of their careers, cementing their legacy on the show. So, we have to ask the ultimate questions that are keeping us all awake at night. What do you guys think? Will Will Spencer actually cause the chaos that leads to R.J.'s tragic death? Will this epic dark storyline truly play out on our screens, or is it just a massive misdirection by the writers? We want to hear every single one of your theories, so drop your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update from B&B for Phone. Until next time, stay dramatic.
What do you guys think about today's drama? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for your daily dose of bold and beautiful news. See you in the next video.